Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. This is Light Language DNA, evolving to new dimensions. I am Loren Gailey, and I welcome you with Alchemist Grace Home. Hi, Grace. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Lauren. Thank you for inviting me today. And what an amazing day this is. What an amazing hour. This very moment is like made for, this whole talk was made for this very moment as the old stories are being eclipsed to allow for the new. And everybody watching, this is the lunar eclipse and it's most powerful. Like Lauren and I in mountain time, we're both in Colorado, right? So for us, in the part of the world we are in, the height of the eclipse is just happening within like 20 minutes or so. But we are in that height of the eclipse right now. And some of you who are watching from Europe, you may be able to see it. But for us, it's 1 in the afternoon. So we're not able to see it because we have our usual beautiful blue skies and white clouds. Yeah.
Yeah. And so this recording, this is happening on June 5th, and this is the eclipse. And so when most people enjoy this program, we're going to be right in the middle of the Eclipse Gateway. It's a very powerful series this summer. And it's just a beautiful time to shed that which no longer serves us. And in this beautiful time on our earth, to get wildly creative for solutions, new earth ideas, no holds bar. And so that's beautiful in my mind. And then we begin sharing this insight out there in our world, in our local newspapers and things like that, places where the mainstream, the collective can see this and be inspired by those ideas. So that is beautiful. So what a beautiful place to be here receiving this information on light language and DNA, because it really is activating our potential so that we can access higher dimensions, and all of these dimensions are within ourselves. So Grace, with that, I want to give you the space to begin our course today.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody. This is so exciting. Some of you know, I just started on my journey with light language a matter of months ago. It was the day after Christmas in 2019. So this is June. So it's close to 6 months, but that's how quickly things can change. And the exciting thing is once you're open to receiving it, and all of you are, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And some of you are already doing it, but you just don't know, right? So in the coming class, we're gonna have 4 classes allowing you to access different kinds of light language. So there's those of you who are star seeds, you may know that you will be drawn to the galactic light language. But I want you to just have the chance to play with all of them, because it doesn't even matter whether you are a star seed or not, because what comes to you is for you. And what one person can do, everyone can do. So we are all star seeds. Doesn't matter which star seed origin, because as you allow yourself to be in this energy, to be in this consciousness, you will find yourself being able to navigate through all kinds of systems and play with any galactic light language that calls to you. It's available to you, especially now. And I'm just so happy that the old stories are going. And another thing that lets me know in an obvious way that the old stories are going is because when we communicate in light language, we literally are bypassing all the stories, because our memories that keep everyday language, those are connected to the old story. Whereas light language, which is not connected to the human logical mind, allows you to fully access all aspects of you, in all aspects of the universe, as we are literally one with all. That means you can connect with all dimensions, all realities, all space, all consciousness. So how exciting is that? I'm going to start with the galactic light language because that's the first one I learned, especially from like Arcturus and Andromeda. A lot of you are Pleiadians and Sirians. That's going to come into play too. And the thing is, once I activate that for you, you can go on expanding it however you choose. You can develop one or two or many as you feel guided to. And at this time, you are your master. You are in the space of mastery, mastering your journey. That means you get to make choices about how you want to live this life, right? When you get to be the one to make choices, you are the co-creator of your life. You are in a space of mastery as you are no longer reacting to the old stories. So the first class, we're going to do the galactic light languages. It may activate your starseed origins. Whether you know your starseed origins or not, that doesn't even matter. And then there's angelic light languages that would allow you to really heal. All light languages allow you to heal, but I find that the angelic light language is so soothing to the soul, so soothing to your emotions. And I know that some of you, like myself, we have mother issues to heal, we have father issues to heal. And the angelic light language I feel with such grace that it heals those deep wounds we've been holding collectively and individually. Collectively, individually, most of us do have mother issues and father issues. And how the angelic light language is especially going to help you reach that space of grace and compassion for yourself. For some of you, that's going to be life-changing on so many levels. And I know that all of you are healers. So all of you can use some of that, not only to heal yourself, because I know that you're fabulous healers. So I know that you are going to be using that for healing your clients. There's nothing like genuine connection with the heart of hearts, the heart of the Divine Mother, the heart of the angelic realm that really is here for us to heal those deepest wounds. Yeah, I can't wait till that happens because just talking about that makes me feel a little emotional because I know that's going to be so powerful for all of us, right? And how lucky are we to be able to do this together. Then the next family of light languages is the elementals. And I love working with the elementals because they help us to co-create so many miracles on this earth plane. And I love being able to connect with the earth elementals, the fairies, and then to make big changes, right? The water, the fire, the earth, the air, all that is going to come into play to support you to create so much more than what you think is possible. And this is really wonderful, especially for those of you who know that you are here to do something for Mother Earth. That's all of us. And then there's another category of light languages that are for Gaia, for Earth. So those of you who are healing the grids and different parts of the earth, plus your heart, we're going to be able to tap into that energy together and really heal the earth. So all these gifts are for all of you, for all of us to heal on so many levels. You can use any one of these light languages to heal yourself, to continue your evolution as a human being. Any heaviness in your being, in your heart, light language has such a gentle way to tap into that and release that, because I learned that our bodies, our tissues, our bones contained the sounds of this light language itself. So even though it sounds so woo-woo, light language and sounds return you to your very being, because your very being was created with sound. And so just imagine each light language every one of you are able to speak. You are speaking the sound and the song of your soul that calls you back to the very fabric of your being. So I just can't wait to see you all, and I'm just so happy I get to play with you on this level and see you co-creating your journeys of mastery, your journeys of grace and compassion that will expand the consciousness on this planet while supporting you to be everything you know you can be, everything. Because my life has changed a lot in just the last 6 months, and I can't imagine how that's going to change for you. So each class, there's going to be an activation, activating the light language we're working on, whether it's galactic, angelic, elemental, or earth. And then after the activations, we're going to work from the akashic records, so that these activations are about remembering you. Because once you remember, you don't have to go through a curriculum to learn this, learn that. So it's not about learning, it's about remembering. Once it's unlocked, once you remember, once you walk through the portal, you remember. And the whole curriculum is downloaded to you, so that you don't need to be concerned about, do I need to take beginning class, advanced class, this, that? No. None of that linearity, just a very holistic and global way of awakening and receiving on all levels of your being, allowing the very fabric of you, the tissues in your body, your muscle memory, your cellular memory, and everything to just come through. And I know that as I'm speaking with you, many of you are already feeling it, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a fast learner or not, because in remembering it, you just have the whole thing. So there's no like light language 101 and then light language 201 or blah, blah, blah. No, you just learn the whole language all at once, because it's about remembering what you know from lifetimes and lifetimes. Your lifetimes on this earth plane, your lifetimes in the galaxy, your lifetimes as a soul, right? As a soul, you've been here for lifetimes. And that's what I love about working with the Akashic records. It's a different way to really honor who you are as a being, an infinite being who has been here for so many lifetimes. So it's gonna be quite life-changing, to say the least. And I'm excited for each and every one of the classes, because not only that does that give you a way to access light language, it gives you back different aspects of you that you have put on hold for a long, long, long time. And what this means is that some of you may have created certain conditions to put this aspect of you on hold. Those conditions can be physical conditions, right? If you have been dealing with an illness for a long time, a chronic condition, or if you habitually put yourself in challenging relationships that take away your energy, this is going to give you back a part of you that's going to allow you to create different boundaries so that you access all of you and you will no longer spend time in relationships and in energetic patterns that no longer serve your soul. So whatever it is in your own unique individual lives that make you put your life on hold, some of you that may be financial challenges, others of you that may be relationships. Who doesn't have a problem person in their lives? And others of you, it could very well be a chronic condition that you're going to be able to release. And that's why I'm so excited about this, because it's not just speaking light language, right? It's like allowing yourself to know the song of your soul, giving you back who you are so that your being is in sound health. And I know that many people are taking this class, so there's an opportunity for you in each class to practice. And yes, you can practice right away. Not something you need to wait and see what happens tomorrow, see what happens the next day. Of course, things are going to continue to happen the next day and the next day and the next day. But the activations allow you to receive what you need to receive right away. So you will be encouraged to do, to say, to sound those sounds right away. And I'm just feeling that I want to just get a head start on the class right now by just tapping into all the old stories that lock you into what this reality allows. And that's so many of us. This reality has such a logical way of teaching things that sometimes we are locked in that space, so your mind starts questioning, what is this? Do I sound okay? Am I really getting it? Am I delusional? Blah, 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 blah. What if you're not? What if how you're getting it is actually perfect? And also, there's nothing wrong with also channeling from your own heart, because your heart is connected to the divine. So nothing wrong with just channeling amazing wisdom in human language so that more people have access to your wisdom along with higher wisdom. So let's see, what is there that I'm connecting to right now that is looking to release? Hold on. Something along tailbones. Your old tailbones contain a lot of information from past lives. So I'm going to clear some of the stuff going on there, allowing you to really tap into what works for you. Amo kamakake kumarika tumarika kala tumarika ko ritnika arakake kumakake ko ritnika kumakake kumarika orakaka originika ko originika bo originika uriginika kumakake kumakaka ko originika morejika arakake kumakaka ko originika urumaka ko originika ba kamakaka marakake amakake kumakaka ko originika kumakaka. And I'm getting the more delusional you think your ideas are, the more it's needed right now to dissolve the illusions that are a part of this reality anyway. Content mortgage kamatika kaka kumbaraka origine kaka arakani kaka porrichika kumakake origine kakamoraka akaku kamake makaka arakana kaka kumakaka makaka kumakake origine kaka korukana kaka konajika kumakaka nokaka kamajika arakaki kumakaka koratinaka papa bake markika orukana kaka kumakake origine kakamajika arakake ka kamakake rar technique ka makachika ko ritnika ka kamakeke ko original marechika kumakaka arakane ko kamachika mo original kamakachika. And how I use light language, because I have background in medical intuition, that I tap into the body, what the body requires for healing. So the DNA activations are not only just to allow you to access greater and greater consciousness, it also allows you to heal on the level of the body, on the cellular level, on the level of tissue, and on the level of energy, because energy and sound healing frequencies, the body responds to really, really well. So nothing wrong with combining light language with medical intuition or what you feel like doing. Here we go. Kamaratinaka ko kokoraka kematika araka ka koratinika ka kumakaka karatinaka ka korinichika araka keki amo kemakake Makamorkanechka kamakake kortinika kamadichka arakanaka kanachka karakanaka kornika korjika. The fun thing about light language is that you're right. You can not translate word for word into any human language. That really bypasses the story, the limitations, the linearity, and the logical mind, right? Allowing you to expand beyond linearity, beyond logic, beyond all the usual defined limits that we are so used to in everyday life. And it's okay to sound gibberish. And you just trust that it's working, whatever comes for you. It's working just the way it's supposed to work, and it sounds just the way you like it to sound. So many light languages, so many ways to do this, and I can't wait to see what works for you. So sorry, I should have turned off my phone. Oh my God.
No, that's beautiful, Grace. Thank you so much. It is really cool. There's some questions coming in that we'll get to at the end. But yeah, this is fascinating. Amazing wisdom ready to come through.
Yes, yes. So I wonder what questions you all have. Yeah.
Yes. So let's see. There's a lot. So I will, let's see. Will these activations help us to be able to understand or translate what is coming through us? That's a good question. Yes.
Yeah. Translating what comes through you. You trust yourself to do that. As you trust yourself more and more, that will come through so much easier for you. And the beautiful thing about group healing is that everyone holds a safe space for you to do just that. So you get to practice with one another if you like.
Okay. Yes. Light language is not meant to be translated. It's meant to be felt. That's from someone in our audience. Yeah, that's right. So here's one. When I was a kid, I made up language that sounds a lot like the light language that I hear today. As a kid, I always thought it was just gibberish. How do I know if it was light language?
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, if you came into this world remembering it, that totally is, because nothing was given to you by accident. So you can trust it. Yeah, it wasn't given to you by accident. So totally trust it and go with that.
Mm,
That's
yeah,
beautiful. I'm
yeah.
happy. Yeah.
Yes, it was light language we were speaking, and we thought we were just talking in fun stuff. Okay. Here's a question. I have developed eye floaters and a flash of white light out the side of my left eye. I've watched a lot of programs being at home. So do you have any advice for Annette? Will this help her?
I read, I think it was a German healer who wrote about eye floaters as communications from your angels. I don't remember the name of that book, but it's translated in English now, and I wish I remember that name. But I do a lot of healing on eyes and eyesight, and I was so into the work of Dr. Wilhelm Reich, and you can Google Wilhelm Reich in Reichian energy. He established such a beautiful connection with energetics and eye problems. And he really expands on the Chinese medical understanding as well as the Western understanding of eyes, eyesight, eye problems. So your floaters, as I remember them saying, it's your guide trying to communicate with you. And because it's right in your eyes, you have a significant spiritual message that you can't miss or that you shouldn't miss because they are right in your face, right in your eyes about it. So you are here to communicate spiritual messages that would allow those to finally go away when they no longer need your attention. When you get the message, they will slowly leave you. Isn't that interesting? And we think we know everything. Like I read the Western model about eye floaters and how you just need more antioxidants to get rid of the cellular debris in your eyes, and your eyes are working hard and you have a lot of cellular debris or whatever to get rid of. So it's just a matter of taking more antioxidants. But for some reason, that model doesn't explain it for everyone. And that's what I love about being able to listen to teachers who have access a different consciousness and an understanding of energy that's so much broader. So I'd be really interested to see how that works for you. Yeah. And I'm just open to seeing what works. I don't um, have the point of view that this is what's required here, this is what's required there. It all depends on your relationship to your body and to um, your higher self and the energetics of what's going on. So, yeah, that's a fascinating question. And I would love to see how you yourself um, explore the spiritual message behind that, as well as the physical healing that will come with it. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, because deciphering that spiritual message and really tuning into it is just what we can do, right? No one else is going to tell us what that is, but we'll get that. It'll come in a voice, in a feeling, in a knowing. And very good. Okay. Thank you, Grace. That's wonderful. So here's a question. Barbara says, what if there's a small bluish circle in one's eye? I have that, but no one else can see it. A small bluish circle. Gosh, that's interesting. I've seen geometric shapes in my eyes, like in sun and in water with goggles and things. So Barbara, I wonder if that's what you're talking about. Is it like in the vision, the small bluish circle? I wonder, what do you have to say about that, Grace?
Yeah, that is so interesting. I am not sure what that's about, if it's the blue wave being activated in you, or, at this time, the blue wave is very needed energy to allow us to really have this divine connection to ourselves and to ground both the masculine and the feminine. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. But, you know, I don't have the answer, but I'm happy to create the safe space for us to explore what that means to you. Yeah, so I'm as fascinated by that as you are. Yeah, yeah. I just like to explore what that is to you. Yeah, so I
Uh,
can't wait to see what unfolds for you that would allow you to have a deeper understanding of your gifts that this blue circle in your eyes is asking you to see and receive. Wow.
wow, very good. And I love the key is not to be afraid of it or alarmed, but to ask more. I love that. And so flashes of white light, we have other people reporting the flashes of white light. I've seen that too. Is that the angelic realm or guides?
Wow, that could be. How amazing that all this is having to do with eyes, and who knows, and I work on eye issues a lot. Like I said, I've been working on healing eyesight in my own and stuff since like the 1990s, the mid 1990s, because I have such problems with my own eyes. I used to have double vision, and then I have astigmatism and different stuff. And I did created a package on eyesight with some understanding from Chinese medicine about the different meridians. But what you're all um, asking about is beyond the usual eye problems like nearsightedness, astigmatism, and cataracts. You are saying that your eyes are able to see and perceive different flashes. And I think that as we move into different dimensions, and we are moving into different dimensions now that allow us to perceive even different light frequencies. So that's what I'm getting right now, that we are now able to see and perceive different frequencies. You know how like science says bees able to see this spectrum and dolphins see this spectrum, but as our consciousness and our remembering gets greater and greater, then we are also able to see greater spectrum of light. And I wonder if that's really what's going on, but that's what I'm feeling right now with all of you. So it's good for you for not just seeing it as some physiological problem or health problem, but seeing a broader way of looking at what's going on. And I always feel that as our consciousness expands, as we become more and more evolved, how each of us is evolving is really amazing. So some people hear things like when I work with energy, I always hear certain sounds that other people don't hear. I hear sounds people don't hear. How delusional. So I bet that some of you are able to now see and perceive different frequencies, um, a different light range that others can't. Just like there have always been people who are able to see the human aura, whereas others can't because they are in a different space, a different consciousness. So I wonder what your consciousness is able to do for you that others can't right now. So I'm just honoring the fact that all of you are evolving. And as your consciousness evolves, So all your capabilities are evolving, and I wonder if what you're seeing is just a reflection of your um, evolving forward, allowing you to access a greater range of sight. And isn't it amazing that a better vision doesn't always mean seeing 2020, but it can mean being able to see beyond the normal spectrum of light. And so many of you being light workers, you are connecting to light information. So I wonder the different colors you see, if that's allowing you to know that you are accessing a different spectrum of light that is your frequency that you're able to hone into. Wow.
Yeah. Wow is right. That's really cool. I love that
Wonderful.
perspective. That feels really good. So have fun playing with that, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're going to be teaching this course, and there's 4 sessions for each of the galactic languages, the elemental, the angelic. And you mentioned that this allows us to heal ourselves. And there's a question coming in. Will we be doing physical healing while learning light language?
Oh, yeah. With me, there's always going to be physical healing because sound, right? All parts of our body, all the tissue, all the bone, um, has different frequency, which means different sound. So light language will always be healing the different parts of you physically, emotionally, psychospiritually, besides opening you up to a different consciousness that allows you to perceive different perspectives that also heal. Yeah. So healing will happen on so many levels, but definitely on the physical. On the physical, you may just feel sleepy or tired so that your body can move into a different state to do even more healing.
Yes. And so here we are in this eclipse window now. Grace, we want to give you another opportunity for a clearing for our group. We have someone saying that a lot of heart energy is shifting in this now moment. So wondering if anyone else is experiencing this, and what would you say about this? Or maybe you want to help us with a shift or a clearing, Grace.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, since like right now, this very moment is we're at the height of this eclipse, and I feel like we're gonna clear all the old stories that keep you stuck. So, and any and all hidden loyalties to the old story, and as well as, yeah, I'm just getting this right now. Karmically complete all karmic cycles to the old institutions, whether it's government, money, um, finance, all the 3D institutions that keep you in a 3D world. We're gonna just complete all the karmic cycles with that and release all that to the light. So give me a moment to connect with our collective akashic records right now. And thank you, Lady Akasha. Thank you, Keepers of the Akashic Records, for blessing this healing with love and light, allowing everyone on this call to release all karmic cycles with all institutions that make up the 3D world. Arukika, oh, Mokiko, Rinikanojika, Arakika, Komakako, Rinikamtika, Komakata, Arakatini, Namajika, Komakamo, Rinajika, Komakaka, Kakamokika, Arakaga kumajika kumo rakaga hirgo kumagaga la kamajika kumagaga arakaga kumagika koka kumagaga amuke kumajika lara nishka arakaga kumagaga kor neka moraka kamore chika kumagaga kor neka Chonji makakora chika kamakakakora chinikapa kara kamatika kamakaka ko kamakaki kamakaka kawara kanachika kamachika arka por kanachika kamakaka kurnika warika kanga kimorika kumorika arakamakaka kumachika kara kanachika kamakaka kanachika arakaka kumakaka kora nika hochika kamaraka kanachika porika arakaka kumakaka korna kamarika kamatika Manajika, Arakaka Kumakaka Kumarika Kumakaka Korakanaka Jumatika. Now I'm feeling Andromeda, the energy of Andromeda was to anchor personal freedom and sovereignty, right? Karakaki koka kangau mora, karakaki kakamochika, arakaka koka kanaka. Arakika komakaka, aka koke karakaka koka, agokaka komaraka kara, karakaka, arakaka kamakaka, riknika kotenatika, rakakamakaka, arakaki koka kanakajikamaka, ko rakaki komakaka, arakaka kamakaka, karakanakatika. Ako komakaka 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 arakanaka magika komakaka kanataka narkaka korakaka komokike karanaka konataka komakaka arakaka koka komakaka komakaka korakaka Karajika borikika botika borika kachidanika. So along with Andromeda, Cassiopeia also is about personal freedom and freeing ourselves from old paradigms as we're releasing and clearing and completing our karmic cycles with the 3D world. Conche kamaka kumaka chiki ko tita hara teacher de coca kara titica kori teacher cocarata kamariti titica turitica rito turaka uru gebregara yoto rico rigabragi woka uru kuru uru cacao hori cooked to hoti to hoki rotica uka kuru ruru rigiborgi borati uru cacao got kiki community charge or the Portugal or market critical. So I think you can hear the difference between the two light languages from those two different places, and Andromeda and Cassiopeia and all that will be helping you to clear all that now. Yeah. And some of you know that there's a almost new planet, a minor planet called Cherry-Clo. It's spelled Chariklo, and I love receiving energy and light language from Cherry-Clo because, as you all know Chiron, the wounded healer. Chiron had a wife named Cherry-Clo, and Cherry-Clo hold safe, sacred space for the wounded healer, Chiron, to heal. And I think that is so amazing. And so many of you on this call actually have Cherry-Clo really active in your charts. I can just feel it. Otherwise, she wouldn't be coming up for you. And I learned that Cherry-Clo in Greek, it actually means spinning grace. So wherever there's a wound, we are called to weave grace and hold sacred space for healing. And I can't think of a more beautiful description for what it means to hold sacred space. We are spinning and weaving the fabric of grace into the fabric of our being so that healing just happens. Torikika, Kamrakika, Arako, Kinikika, Arakamachika, Koradinika, Araka, Koradinika, Kumajika, Arara, Rarinoki, Kamochika, Chonodika, Kamoki, Rotachi, Lara, Kararatika, Aratika, Aratinaka, Aronitinaka, Rodet, Kamaraka, Kamorika, Arakaka, Arokami Torakanika Araki Amo Kamakiki Arodinjika Kumajaka Karanakaka Makikamakaka Arakaki Chumachikaka Arakaki Makamakikaka Arokaka Noradanika Voronechika Akamakika Rodichika Ako Mikika Konotichikonaka Amakeke Komachikaka Mochika. So I honor each and every one of you for the beautiful work that you do that weaves grace and compassion into the fabric of the world. Komokera raraniga, akomaka komokeja ta rakamori, aronik jamora kakamori kaka, chorona kakama kamaki kaka, arakana kaka, porineke, makaka chana, kora kamachika, kora kahakamaki, arkomakaka kamakiki, aranika kamachika, kora kakao rinetka kara Arokeneke katon kanachika, amokeke komachika, aritiki komakiki, koma kamakechera, komakakara, oh my keke moka kanoni kemote takakanonichika, arakamakaki, komakake motika, arakamakeka, moratinake chemotika. Yes. So, wow. Yeah, hi Lauren, go ahead.
It is so beautiful to hear you speak those different languages. And again, this is really important to reiterate how you are really out of your head and you are actually speaking what you're feeling in your heart. So for those who are looking forward to learning this, can you give us that a little tip then on what that's like for you and for all of us to move away from the head and to truly be in the heart? And some of us I know are going to want to just be in a closed space or our car or somewhere where no one can hear us, right? And that's a good thing too.
Yeah. So for me, when I finally allow myself to speak light language, my goodness, I did it at the privacy of my bathtub. So, and I just allow, and I practiced it for myself for a few days, and I realized I don't need to keep on doing it at home because once you start doing it, you're not going to forget it. I thought that I would. And what I did was, of course, I'm such a show off. I called up a few friends and said, would you just let me do this light language? And then you tell me what's going on with your body, if you're feeling it, if you're healing. So I practiced on a few trusted friends who are also healers. And they say, oh my God, that was wonderful. I feel this, this, and that. And then I start practicing it on clients whom I have worked with for a while and who know me well so that I can take a chance, and I do it. And they say, oh my God, I want you to keep on doing it. I can't believe it. I don't understand what you're saying, but I'm yawning so much more than I've ever yawned in your sessions. So that, okay, that's it. If you're yawning more than you usually do in my healing sessions, something is really going on. And different people react different ways. So first, don't seek validation, right? So don't be going to another healer and say, can you tell me, can you do a reading on me to see what star seed I am, what this I am, what that I am? And then the worst thing you can do is start Googling and take all those silly tests to see if you have the characteristics of this, this, and that. That is allowing all that 3D stuff to interfere with you receiving. Every single one of you who already called to be here, hello, you're called to be here because everything I do, you resonate with. That means it's already in you. So it's already in you. And I know that it just can't be helped that sometimes like you want to ask someone, another healer, to see if this is real or not. That just can't be helped. But I encourage you to just allow yourself to do it and practice and see what happens and play with it and not need to test yourself. You can play with friends to see what happens, and that's a different energy than to say, I'm testing this out. You're not testing anything out. You're being playful to see what happens and then see what happens and see what else can happen and see what else you're called to do and see how else you can play with this and just allow that. And that way, the mind, the ego that wants validation and instantaneous healing and blah, 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 that always gets in the way. And just know that it happens because you're only human. Yeah. And I know that many of you, just after listening to the different light languages that I did today, you would give yourself permission to just play some more, right? And see where you're feeling the sounds as I'm doing it. If you're able to see and perceive and feel all that I'm doing, that means it's definitely in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to react at all. So just know that you are already totally capable. It's just a matter of giving yourself permission and remember that you are an infinite being. And as an infinite being, being one with all, you can remember the sound of all that you are. So we're just remembering the sound of all that you are and all that you've been on different galaxies, being a different element, being, having been in the angelic realm, and so many things. It's all just different elements, different dimensions of you. So, yeah.
That is so beautiful. And it really gives us permission to go in and to be bold and to begin speaking it. Really, really cool. I know some want to sing it, and that's beautiful too. I tend to just go into toning, and toning is a little bit different too. And we talked a little bit about that because the language, it really is the sound that you are. And so it is not just our imagination. I know some would say, well, it's just my imagination, but that's everything, isn't it? That's the link.
Yeah, that's right, huh? We need to acknowledge and activate and allow our imagination to guide us because I feel like imagination in so many ways, that's the divine working through you. And never underestimate just the voice of you. Who you be in the world can be so healing. And just being able to speak from a more embodied voice can be so healing and calming because just being in that space of someone who has a whole body, heart center voice creates different chemicals in the body. So when you are feeling safe, when you are speaking with someone in a very embodied, heart center voice, you are already doing a great job of healing because you are activating the body's ability to create more bonding hormones, which heal on every level. You know, the serotonin, the nitric oxide, all the good chemicals start healing. So just the voice that you are is a source of healing, which is what I love about your voice, by the way, Lauren. You have such a lovely voice. Did you have to work on it? Was that a natural gift? Because your voice is so fully embodied and heart center and just so beautiful. Did you work on it?
Yes, I was in television, and I actually help people find this heart-centered, authentic voice. But it wasn't easy to find it, because when you're like this, you can get all up here, right? So really it's just a matter of being centered and being in the heart space and feeling a connection to the higher self. And that's what the light language allows us to do. But yet I can't speak the light language, so that's really interesting. But yeah, my story of finding my voice came from working in during the first Iraq War in the early 90s, and being a young journalist. I was on the news desk on a radio show, but I wasn't allowed when the first Scud missiles landed in Israel or Iraq. I wasn't allowed to speak. The big guys came in and said, "Get out of the chair." So then finally, I was kind of upset and frustrated at that. And so after that happened, I was allowed back to do the news story. And, after 5 hours of the guy talking about the news and doing his news reporting, I sat in that chair and I was kind of angry, but I knew I'm going to cry now because it's the truth, but I knew the importance of what the words were. And so it's because I knew in my mind, because I was reading the script of what was going down, I said it from a place of strength. And that's how I found my broadcast voice. But actually, it is the voice of love, the voice of the heart.
That is so beautiful. And I can really feel it when you speak. I know the voice that you have just activates the bonding hormones in everybody. And I say, that is light because love is light.
And so, can you imagine the whole world speaking this way? Beautiful. That's why we've got this beautiful course with Grace coming up. Everyone, this is a really special course. Grace is a beautiful guide that will help you find your voice of the divine. I love how you said that this is the imagination is the divine working through you. So everyone have a lot of fun with this. You will spend 4 sessions with Grace, 90 minutes each, and it's going to be on Zoom. And it's a Zoom meeting, so you can share your video and be in the group. And this is really a beautiful space beginning on 4 Fridays, beginning June 26th. And it's recorded if you miss those dates so that you can home study it. But these are really practical and powerful sessions that also include the healing alchemy that you do as well.
Yes, yes, yes. And we're going to work from also like the collective akashic records because like the elemental light languages, the earth light languages, all that allows all of you are already doing healing for the whole planet. So so those light languages will allow us to do healing on the collective akashic records, which helps humanity and the planet a lot. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of possible transformations, and I know that so many of you are healers. So so it's a matter of creating a space to allow you to be as amazing as you truly are. That's what I'm getting. That for some of you, it's not so much the learning, because it's about remembering and not about learning, and about trusting yourself, and then being as amazing as you truly are. So all this is about giving you permission to be as amazing as you truly are. And we are all called to heal the planet and heal ourselves at this time. So I just can't wait to play with all of you guys, because I can sense that many of you are such high power people already. That's so beautiful.
Yes, many reports of speaking light language. And when we open up the lines, and we've done this in the past, and we let people speak their light language, that is so fun. So I hope in your class that you'll have a room for people to share their voice if they're so bold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
very good.
And it looks like some of you in the comments, I see that some of you are really like so activated by all that. You're feeling hot, feeling energy, feeling activated just from being around me, reminding you again, our bodies are made of sound, and light language just allows you to access all the different dimensions of your being, and all the different light languages really allow you to be more of you from the cellular level onward. So yeah, it's so exciting. And I'm always learning more. So, after the classes, I get more and more downloads the more I teach, which is why I love being with you guys. So I'm so grateful for Lauren for asking me to do this. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Grace. This is so very special. This is New Earth One, and we are all about New Earth. And as we learn these tools, this is how we heal ourselves and the planet. It is so beautiful. And welcome home to New Earth, everyone. So very cool. The link to Grace's course is here on this page. Look in the chat box, look on this page, you'll see that, and you can access that. It is beautiful. Grace, thank you so much. You are, it's amazing to hear you in all of the light languages that you speak. So as we close our circle today, let's do another little flutter of this beautiful divine energy.
All right. So I get that many of you are really um, liking cherry clover, right? Because I love that too. And it's just recently that I learned the word cherry clover in Greek. It means spinning grace, weaving grace into the fabric of the world. As we heal our wounds, we are weaving grace within ourselves and in the world. So I'm like, oh my God. Okay,
And you are Grace. Beautiful.
thank you. Okay, so cherry flow. Oma kage koma karara kama rika manika. O tanachika kornaka ke makaka. Arakatanichika koma kara. Arakamatiki raka kanotichika. Arakaki koronaka. Arakatinaka koma keke. Ora nijaga komari keke eronaka. Chomataka marikatika. Ekamakara komarika. Arakara arakidiki komakara ke. Oka ke ka ma ke mora ke ora ke ka na mora je ka choma je ka ar kana ke ma ka ar ke mora na te ke ka ni ka ar ke ka mora ka koma ke ra ke mo ka ko ra tina ka he ko ma ke ko na ka akara ka ro ra na ka ra ni ka Chornati Chornakaka Arakaka Komakeka E Komatika Norajika Komakajika Ero Kimaki Komakaka Komakaka O Kanirganchika Koratnaka Arakakana Keke O Makake Chomanakaka Hikomakeka Morakake Kamaraka Komakake Komaraka Aroke Boheke Maraka Oh, makeke makaka, e kamakaka, ke kamakaka, Okay.
We feel that and we receive that. And thank you so much. Grace Home, thank you, thank you, thank you. What an incredible guide for each of you to step into your mastery of light language. Grace will show you how to tap into that wisdom that is you. It is your remembrance of all that you are. That is a beautiful course. Grace, thank you, thank you, thank you for assisting all of us and transmitting this beautiful energy on such this sacred time. This is encoded in this session today, and we all carry it. And I thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Can't wait to see you. Yay!
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.